AITA for not treating my stepkids equally. I started dating Daniel 2.5 years ago and we got married last year. Daniel has 5 kids with his ex-wife. Ava, 11, Jason, 9, Isabella, 6, Sophia, 5, and Andrew, 3. Daniel's ex never liked Ava. She blames Ava for leaving her trapped in a relationship with her dad. When they got divorced, she said she didn't want anything to do with Ava. Ava was 8 years old at the time. Ava's mom leaving but having a relationship with her siblings destroyed her. She had to go to the hospital 3 times over the first 4 months. She didn't sleep or eat and would have panic attacks at school. The weeks Ava's siblings were with their mom were the hardest because it was a constant reminder that her mom loved her siblings and not her. She would barely get out of bed those weeks, so around 2 years ago, I surprised her with a day trip to the beach. I bought her a cute swimsuit. We got ice cream. We went boogie boarding, went out to eat, and went shopping. It was the first time I'd seen her smile in weeks. I noticed it was helping Ava, so we started to go out more and more. When her siblings are here, it's something small like dinner before therapy, but when they're not, here we go camping. We go hiking. We try new restaurants. We go back to the beach, etc. And she loves it. I don't spend nearly as much one-on-one time with the other 4 kids for 2 reasons. These kids already have a mom that loves them and they don't need it as much. It is so much easier to do anything with 1 kid than 5. When I spend time with Ava, I stick her in my Honda and we go. When I have all 5 kids, we take a big passenger van and they fight over everything. It takes twice as long to go somewhere because I keep having to pull over and break up a fight. I do take all 5 kids out 1 to 2 times a week when they're with us, but it's not usually a big trip like what I go on with Ava. We'll go to the beach 20 minutes away instead of the one almost 2 hours away. We'll go on the walking trail by our house instead of a 4-mile hike. Sometimes we have picnics in the park. The big thing this summer is the amusement park. I'll take all of the kids with their dad or their nanny. We go on some rides together. Then one of us will take the older 2 to go on all of the scary rides they want, while the other takes the younger 3 to the kiddie rides that the older 2 are way too big and mature to go near. Then we meet up at the water park. We've done this at least once a week this summer. Recently, my husband asked me to start taking the younger 4 on day trips like the kind Ava and I go on, because they're starting to get jealous. I said I'll try to plan more fun activities, but my trips with Ava aren't suitable for all 5 kids. He said I should try to treat the kids equally and either not take Ava or take everybody. I said I will when he takes all 5 kids camping or on a 4-mile hike by himself. He called me a bad stepmom, so I wanted to know if I was the asshole. He says you should treat the children equally, but they are not equal. Ava has been rejected by her own mother. She needs to feel loved, worthwhile, like someone's daughter. You give her what is not there for her, just as the other children have a mother to fill that role. The other kids do not need the same, and so you are treating them according to their needs. In an age-appropriate way, perhaps through therapy. They need to learn some empathy for their sister. They are not the ones being left behind, the one being left. And your partner calling you a bad stepmom when you are the opposite is well out of line. NTA for sure. Reading this I kept thinking, what a great stepmom. Quote, you consciously chose Ava and are probably more of a mother to her than her biological mother. You probably bonded more than you and the rest of the kids did. What you do for her is therapeutical as well. And on top of it all, you take all the kids out 1 to 2 a week? Wife and I can't manage that most of the time with our own. You're doing a great job as far as I'm concerned. What do the rest of the kids say? Is this their wish as well? Or only daddy trying to squeeze out more free time for himself? Honestly, he seems oblivious to what relationship with her mom did to Ava. Otherwise, I cannot imagine how he could say you cannot take her anymore if you don't take all of them. He's the asshole here. NTA. That poor little girl. You may not have come up with a perfect solution for helping this child. And it may be unfair to her siblings. But you are putting a hurting child first. She's lucky to have you. NTA. I can see the other kids viewing it as unfair. However, Ava needs a mother and they just need a stepmother. They weren't abandoned. Their dad should realize this. In the long run, the others might be grumpy, but you are going to save Ava a lot of trauma by being there for her. A good middle ground, I would think, would be doing one-on-one things with the others at least twice a year. At least the 9-year-old, the things you do aren't super age appropriate with the toddler. NTA. Why doesn't their father do as much for his kids as you do? I think, given the circumstances, you're not doing anything wrong here. Aside from the misleading title. P. NTA. I was prepared to give another answer when I saw the title, but the love you've shown that child is just wonderful. I think your husband is wrong because you are still doing things with all the kids when they are there, but Ava lives with you full time. You are in fact her mom at this point where the others have one. So I don't think it's the same, and I don't think they can use the kids will be jealous argument. Maybe for a while they will when they are young, but as they get older, I'd expect them to wonder why on earth they have a mom with joint custody, but Ava has always been with you. Truth will out, and I think that different attention will make sense even to them. Info. How does Daniel treat Ava? Does he feel the same way his ex-wife does about her? Why is it that he's okay with ex-wife's terrible treatment, but what you're doing makes you a bad stepmom? What has he done to help Ava during this time? NTA. So your husband is okay with Ava's mom disowning her, but he's not okay with you trying to make up for it to make her happy and feel loved? That is so messed up. Ava is blessed to have you in her life. NTA. How about your husband tells his ex to treat the children equally? I hate how he thinks you're responsible for the children. They're the biological parents. FFS. NTA. The other kids have a mother and Ava needs a mother. Why should you take heat for treating them differently when it's because their real mother treats them differently? It might be different if you completely ignored the other kids, but obviously you don't. NTA. A simple open conversation with all of the kids would fix this. Explain to them the idea you had to have these dates with Ava and why. Then ask their input on something that they might all like to do with you to bond, but say that you'd like to keep these days with Ava and that it in no way makes them any less important. I had a step-parent growing up. It became blatantly obvious to me that my mom was starting a new family and that no effort from my stepdad was to be expected. His family constantly refers to his niece, who was born 15 years after me, as the only grandchild. All of this exposition is to say that those kids are extraordinarily lucky to have someone like you, who is this thoughtful. Any jealousy from the other siblings might also come from a place of needs not being met too. Because these are all still kids. That's why it's important to have that conversation, because they will tell you what they need. For anyone on here telling her she's the asshole, consider the kid who is left alone at home, singled out by her biological parent, while all of the siblings get to feel wanted. That's a special kind of torture for a kid who has no idea why the bio mom has this vendetta. Bravo to the op. I would have fallen over myself as a kid to have a step-parent as thoughtful as you, and leagues of other kids would too. I'm still pondering the ex-wife's logic. She wants nothing to do with her oldest daughter. blaming the daughter for her being trapped to the girl's father. But then goes on to have 4 more kids with him. But that aside, you are NTA. You are stepping in to fill the void Ava's mother created. Her father doesn't seem to be doing anything about it. Not chastising his ex. Not spending extra time with Ava. Nothing. But giving you grief because his other 4 kids are jealous. How do they even know what you do with Ava if they are at their mother's when your outings occur? I'm sure the 4 tell Ava all about what they did at their mom's. Doesn't Dad think that makes Ava sad and jealous? Does he care about that unfairness? You are definitely NTA. NTA, you are this girl's godsend. NTA, you are an amazing stepmom and an incredible person in general. What you are doing for Ava is above and beyond, and your husband should be singing your praises from the rooftops. You're not rubbing it in her siblings' faces by leaving them at home. They go with their mom and Ava goes with you. That the kids are jealous is testament to what an amazing mother figure you are. If your husband wants the others included, then he can go along to help you wrangle them all, or heaven forbid, take them himself. He's their dad after all. Edit. Typo. NTA. To put it short. Yeah. Take the other kids out too. One-on-one every now and then. But their mother seems to be giving them all her favorability. So why can Ava have yours? She's been blamed for so much despite having been only 8 at the time. And excluded from everything. She needs your help to find herself again. And if Daniel can't see that, he's the asshole along with his ex. He should recognize the situation and support you. He can also take Ava out on trips. He can also take the other kids out. Talk with him. Tell him everything, including how Ava feels. Shed in the middle of this situation. She deserves to have her voice heard. NTA. And the husband says nothing to the way the mother only takes to other 4 kids? Does the kids say nothing to their mother? I understand there might be jealousy, but the problem is the inaction to solve the problem the mother have with Ava. NTA, you are supporting a child whose parents have completely abandoned her emotionally. If it were about being fair to the children, why isn't their father pushing their biological mother to provide experiences for Ava just like she does the other children? You are only making up for what her biological parents don't do. NTA, I think what you're doing is very thoughtful and loving. Why isn't the dad as concerned about Ava? He should recognize how hard things are for Ava and also recognize taking multiple young children on day trips isn't sustainable. If he wants the younger kids to experience day trips, he should take time off work and help you do this. Definitely NTA. NTA. You're filling in a space Ava had a right to be. See, her bio mother is heartless. The other children will find a way to cope. Though that concerns me to think about what they may be hearing after your trips. NTA. You seem to be the only adult focusing on Ava's needs. Her dad needs to shut down any complaints from his other children. They get to see their mom and Ava doesn't. If he wants to focus on what's fair, I'm fairly sure their mother spares no concern for what Ava is up to whilst she's entertaining the children she decided not to throw away.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Haircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.